What do people think is possible, but really isn't? Ghosts? In order for ghosts to exist, our understanding of the entire universe would have to be wrong. In simplest terms, energy needs an associated mass in order to exist. Think of it like throwing a baseball through the air, if that helps. If you were to delete the baseball, the mass, from existence somehow, its momentum, the energy, would also disappear. The same thing is true for literally every form of energy in the universe, with the one exception being light, which serves as its own medium. Following from this, mystical energy, be that of the ghostly variety or otherwise, would also need an associated mass. That mass would be subject to forces like gravity, and would also have to be substantial enough to contain the aforementioned energy without burning up or exploding or something. The human mind is contained within 1.4 kilograms of brain matter, so we can assume that a ghost, which is essentially a disembodied mind, would require about the same amount. And a collection of mass that large would be easily detectable, and would be prevented from doing things like floating or passing through walls. We could argue that ghosts don't require that much mass in order to exist. That's ultimately irrelevant, though, because any amount of matter would need to be dense enough to retain its cohesion. An electromagnetic field of some sort could possibly keep a less dense mass from dissipating, but then we'd run into the problem of sustaining that field. Anything that would allow a ghost to continue generating its aura, as it were, would also require a mechanism for converting accumulated energy into whatever force was keeping it together, which would necessitate even more mass. And in a rather complex configuration at that. It would basically require the presence of a body, is what I'm saying. Now, folks will occasionally try to reference things like dark matter or dark energy as a counterpoint to all of this, but all that really does is prove that they don't know what those terms actually mean. People might also suggest that there are types of energy we can't detect, but we'd still be able to measure that energy's effect on the physical world. In other words, and this is only just scratching the surface, in terms of which laws of the universe keep ghosts from existing, the interactions of matter and energy make it pretty clear that disembodied spirits are an impossibility. In short, a universe in which ghosts were possible would be a universe in which your computer wouldn't work. TL, DR, ghosts aren't real. In fact, they're impossible.